simple marriage conversations that people are not ready to talk about when they get married. I know most people talk about what are you bringing to the table when we get married, financially, physically, the properties that you've accumulated emotionally or even spiritually. But that's not enough, because when people get married, things change in marriage and people change, circumstances change. I'll give you an example. I lost my job at the end of 2018, and to me, I felt like my world has come to an end. How am I going to face every month end with my husband trying to have conversations about money because I'm not bringing anything? Is he even going to hear my voice thinking that I'm also not contributing anything financially? But because we were prepared through pre-marriage course, we were able to have simple conversations to say, okay, we have lost this chunk of money. How are we going to move on forward? And that really helped. But back to my story. When people get married, they focus more on other different things and forgetting that people change. I'll give you also another simple example. When a woman gives birth, her body changes, hormonal imbalances start playing, and even emotionally, not just physically, but even emotionally or even spiritually. And even when you're trying to have a child, you just change, your body changes, everything changes. And with that, you feel like your wife has changed. They look different. But what does that mean to you? Are you able to support them with whatever changes they're going through? And also back to on the men's side, men change, especially their sexuality in their 20s, 30s, 40s, or even their 50s. They start to want more. But imagine a woman who has just given birth, right? She is going through this phase of trying to balance her hormones, trying to go back into her own body, trying to raise another human. And then there you are with your sexual needs or desires. How then do you have conversations to say, okay, I hear you, that is what you want, but at the moment, can I also do this, or can I focus on this while we try to help my body to get back into that zone that you prefer, or that helps us to have a healthy sexual relationship in our marriage, right? And the other issue that also affects men is when men lose their job, or maybe they've lost a business opportunity. Some men are not able to share how they are feeling. And even if they've lost their job, you wonder, why is he still going out and we don't even have money? He's not even contributing anything financially in this house. Instead of poking him, why are you going out? Why are you going out? Find ways to talk to him so that he can open up on the things that he's going through, so that you are able to move forward and also help him with whatever else that he can work on. And also for men, when somebody is trying to talk to you to understand what you're going through, no matter how difficult it is, find a way to let it out. Write a letter, send a message, write an email. I know it sounds crazy, but to be honest, it's not everyone who's able to share face to face, especially when a woman says, let's have a conversation. Most men don't like that. But in my own experience, it would be nice to have conversations where we all understand that people and circumstances change, and those changes can affect your marriage. I'll also give you another example. You are trying to have kids, and you know you have tried for the past 5 years or 10 years. Family is now asking, how then do you defend your spouse from the conversations that are being said by your family? Also, bringing up the options to adopt. How do you feel about it? And if you can't have kids and maybe you still want to try, how then do you talk about other fertilization, or I don't know the medical term, to continue trying so that maybe you can have your children? And also, the other thing that happens in marriage, especially when you decide to be a stay-at-home mom, most men complain that some women become boring in terms of not having any intelligent conversations. Like you come home, she's there watching TV, doesn't even greet you or doesn't even serve you food. Yes, we understand, but maybe it would be nice to speak to your spouse or your wife to say, babe, I miss you. I want to have conversations with you. I want to understand what you are going through. Because to be honest, at times men think that some stay-at-home moms just spend the whole day sleeping or watching TV or on social media. Yes, some do. But at times, it's just a way to like avoid conversations about, so what are you doing? What have you been doing all day? Or is that all you can do? Especially if you've been trying to look for a job and you're not finding any opportunities. So my point today is it's important to look at the what ifs that might happen in marriage so that you start having healthy conversations now to prepare for yourselves for what's going to happen, what's going to come in your marriage. And I'm not saying all these things will happen. There are so many other issues that will come up in marriage, cheating and all those other issues, which we'll talk another time. But for today, I just want to remind couples that even if you're now married, take a look at the changes that have happened in your marriage, whether financially, physically, your wife changing. Yes, she's gained weight because she's now breastfeeding, or she's just comfortable with the fact that she's now happily married. How then do you bring conversations without making her feel like you're saying she's fat? Of course, I know I'm fat. Of course, I know I've gained weight. Of course, I know I can do better. But just don't break it right in front of me to say you are fat. Find ways to talk to your spouse about the changes that are happening or that they have experienced in a nicer way that will help them to open up and help them to understand so that you're able to move forward. Truthfully speaking, marriage is beautiful, marriage is blissful, but it only works